He is known on YouTube as Mr.Anime, this self-styled film critic whose videos have been watched more than 1 million times. 22-year-old is now in jail under $5 million bond and a suicide watch. He is charged with gunning down his school teacher father, his mother, and his older brother, all at the family's home. Or he potentially did that. Also, so I'm clear, he did ultimately, this is a man who ultimately confessed to killing his mother, his brother, and father. And then from what I read, he scribbled this on the wall. He scribbled, "Why did I do this? I love my mom, dad, and brother." This is what he wrote after doing this. Is he showing any remorse in custody, sir?
On March 21, 2012, 22-year-old Trey Sesler was arrested for capital murder. He killed his parents as well as his brother. Sesler has been condemned by the mainstream media for his actions. However, a lot of people on both sides of the argument are avoiding the actual situation. Before I get into that, I might as well discuss the individual in question. Trey Eric Sesler was an anime critic on YouTube, going by the name of Mr.Anime. He surprisingly influenced a plethora of YouTube users to review anime as well. Mr.Anime was one of the first YouTubers in that field, along with a few others like the Anime Overviewer. Mr.Anime mainly reviewed the more extreme stuff, such as Death Note and House of the Dead, both containing graphic scenes of violence and nudity. Being an individual who enjoys the works of Cronenberg and Tarantino, I will not criticize Trey in that department. However, this is where the story takes a darker turn. Trey was considered a social pariah, even to his family. His relatives found his actions to be peculiar, and on his Facebook wall, Trey posted images of him either wielding a gun or pointing a gun at the camera. Trey also had a gun collection and slightly fetishized his weapons in his videos. These images and actions would predict the event that would follow. Let us get one thing straight. Trey is a murderer. He killed his family in cold blood. He is mentally disturbed, and his actions show it. Trey apparently planned out a Columbine-esque massacre of his former high school, and he killed his family because he thought that they would be ashamed of him if he committed that act. Now we get into the controversy of this issue. The mainstream media is making it out to be that Trey killed his family because he was an anime loon, which is just ridiculous. This should remind many people of another event like this, and in fact relates back to Trey, the Columbine Massacre. Eric Harris and Dylan Klebold were considered extremist gamers who listened to Marilyn Manson too much, rather than psychopathic lunatics with mental issues. Another case is the West Memphis Three, who were bashed for being metalheads and were falsely accused of murder because of their hobby. This is the same thing. Trey's anime hobby is put out there front and center instead of his odd and questionable behavior, which is a disgrace to journalism. News reports are attacking the hobbies rather than the person. This is the same type of tabloid shit that makes people afraid of countercultures like the otakus and the gamers. This is just petty fear-mongering. Yet, there's something worse. Something that bothers me more than anything else about this issue.
He also made videos with his brother, and they seem like a normal brotherly relationship. And to hear that he killed his own brother and his family left me in shock. Now, I just want to say that I have a giant amount of respect for Trey as an anime reviewer and as a person.
The anime community seems to have a problem with the news, but for the wrong reason. They use this issue to defend themselves rather than doing the right thing and condemning Trey for his actions. There are countless comments and videos stating Trey's innocence. Yeah, you heard me. they are defending this guy and or making him a sympathetic character.
His parents and his brother. And this is a YouTuber that I've watched for years and years. I've even made a video about them in the past. Now, I wasn't going to mention who they were, but the main point of this video, and the reason I wouldn't want to mention who someone is in this case, is I'm actually very uncomfortable with the press being able to put into the public domain charges against someone before they're actually found guilty. And the reason that I want to make this video and address people that are commenting on his channel is that there's a lot of people who are just saying, fuck you, you're an arsehole, how could you do this, you're scum, hope you rot in hell, hope they execute you, all this sort of stuff. And you know, the last time I checked, in the judicial system in the West, our judicial systems are largely based on the premise that you are innocent until proven guilty, and that's true here. I think that people have to really, you know, step back from something like this. Step back and look at it and say, you know, right, okay, well, we could tear this guy apart right now. You know, his family are dead. They've been murdered. That much is clear. But we can just tear this guy apart and say that he definitely did it. You know, even if someone's charged, that means that the police feel they've got enough evidence to suggest that he did it. That doesn't mean that he did it. Plenty of people have been charged with crimes and they've been innocent.
This vile being who killed his family and planned on harming a lot more is being defended in the same community he started through videos and comments. Instead of making videos to show the vile actions for what they were, they're making videos that respect him as if he died. Hey, this guy killed his family and you are crying about how he's going to jail and not making any more videos? What the fuck? I do understand journalists condemning the anime community after looking at these videos and comments. I understand some of them are trolls, but most of the genuine ones are some of the worst fucking things I've ever seen. Some of these guys are more ashamed that the news will make them look bad than the fact that 3 people are killed. If you want to stop people from attacking your culture, wash your hands of Trey and do not embrace Trey for the person he was.
And that's why when we first heard yesterday about a pro wrestler and his family found dead, we decided we wouldn't cover it. Then we started digging and learned the details of what happened.
Breaking news on Studio B, a news conference is about to begin, and you can see what we believe to be some of the players walking up to tell us exactly what they know about what has happened.
One suicide and double murder involving WWE champion and star Chris Benoit.
Wrestling champion Chris Benoit reportedly strangled his wife, smothered his 7-year-old son, and then hanged himself.
The deputies arrived on scene. Once searching the house, they were able to locate 3 bodies inside of the home here. Those bodies were Mr. Benoit himself, his wife Nancy, and their son Daniel.
Benoit apparently strangled his wife Nancy and suffocated their 7-year-old son Daniel and then hanged himself. We begin.
In the end, Trey is rotting in jail. While I do not support the death penalty, I feel that Trey is not only a danger to himself, but also his peers. Trey needs to be locked up for life. Finally, he should not be honored. He should not be commended for what he previously did. He should be shunned for what he's doing now. Trey is the anime equivalent of Chris Benoit. To the anime community, get your heads out of your asses and stop supporting this guy. To the media, focus on the important facts, not Trey's hobbies. Also, I would like to state that if you agree or disagree with me, leave a video response. I'm quite interested in your input. Take care, and have a nice night.